Today's lesson is called, Is the Way You Live Killing You? Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
I am Roger. Today we're going to continue talking about lifestyle diseases and how we can fight them by making lifestyle changes. Now, last time, of course, we mentioned what some of those problems are. What were they, like diabetes or cancer and things like that. And if we make some lifestyle choices or changes, we could actually eliminate those problems or reverse them.
There you go. The scary diseases were things like cancer and diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and stuff like that. And sometimes these can come about due to nothing more than poor lifestyle. Yes, people in developed nations, rich nations, sometimes have really bad lifestyles. In fact, we talked about how some of these diseases that come about due to lifestyles are called diseases of affluence because people in poor countries, they don't have them. People in poor countries are working all the time out in the fields and stuff like that. They don't sit around. They probably are pooped when they come home at night and sleep all night long. So they have better lifestyles than rich people. And here in rich countries, we're sitting around too much, not getting enough exercise, and eating junk all the time. So we develop these diseases of affluence. Our lifestyles are killing us. Anyways, folks, that does sound scary, but there's hope, and we're going to be talking about that today. Yes, if we choose healthier habits, we can avoid these diseases, and hey, in some situations, if you already have one of these diseases, you can reverse the course of that disease. All you have to do is make better choices and have healthier habits. All right, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't worry, we'll be right back after this.
A healthy lifestyle definitely means no smoking. While the jury is out on whether some alcohol is beneficial for the body, there's no question that it's bad for our health to drink frequently or in large quantities. Therefore, it's far better to avoid developing these habits in the first place.
各位好，第一部分我们看到一个片语 The jury is still out on something 中间的 still 是可以省略的，表示答案或观点尚不明确，悬而未决。举例来说 The jury is still out on whether the actor will play the lead role in the film 那位演员是否会担纲这部电影的主角仍未定案。另外补充另一个与 jury 相关的片语，可以用 add insult to injury 来代表雪上加霜。所以可以说Lisa's boss recently started giving her much more work to do, and to add insult to injury, he told her he was lowering her salary. Lisa 的老板最近开始大幅增加她的工作量，更糟的是，他还说要砍她的薪水。再来，我们看到的单字是 beneficial， 这个字是形容词，指有益的、有利的，像是Simon found that eating more vegetables was beneficial to his overall health. Simon 发现多吃蔬菜有助他的整体健康。又或者说 It is said that studying for half an hour before going to sleep is very beneficial for remembering information. 据说在睡前读书学习半小时，对记忆资讯是有益的。
Okay, the first paragraph tells us some things we can do, and these things have to do with the top two pleasures that a lot of people enjoy, smoking and drinking. Although I think smoking rates are going down all the time, but there are still quite a few people who smoke cigarettes. So here in the first sentence here it says, a healthy lifestyle definitely means no smoking. And as a ex-smoker myself, I can tell you that there's no such thing as cutting down on smoking. You either do it or you don't.
Wait, you smoked? You used to smoke?
Many years ago. I've quit for maybe about 20 years now. But, for a time there, I thought, well, I'll just cut back on my smoking. Instead of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, I'll smoke half a pack. But in that particular case, I just smoked those 10 cigarettes a lot more deeply, inhaled a lot more deeply. So I don't think that does the trick. I think you just have to cut the whole thing off, do it cold turkey, give up those cigarettes, and leave them behind you forever.
There you go. You can't just become a light smoker. You have to become an ex-smoker. Earlier, Roger said that he was an ex-smoker, EX smoker, which means he doesn't smoke anymore. He used to, but he doesn't do it anymore. He didn't cut down on it. He cut it out of his life entirely. Anyways, a healthy lifestyle definitely means no smoking. But what about drinking? Well, while the jury is out on whether some alcohol is beneficial for the body, there's no question that it's bad for our health to drink frequently or in large quantities. So, I've heard somewhere, I think the New England Journal of Medicine said that drinking 2 drinks a day can actually be good for you. Now, other magazines, medical magazines, so on and so forth, have not gone along with this. Okay, so the jury is still out. Some people say, okay, a little drinking's okay, whereas others say, no, it's not okay. And in most situations here, we're talking about authorities saying it's okay or not okay. Anyways, yes, the jury is still out, or the jury is out on something. That means the answer to this question, it's not known, okay? A decision on this topic that we're talking about has not yet been made by officials. For example, the jury is still out on superfoods.
Right, or the jury is out on whether fat is actually good in your diet or bad, because in the past they told us we needed to cut fat out of our diets, and now we just substituted carbohydrates, and in America at least it's made everybody fat, but still the jury is out on how much fat you should have in your diet. And yes, our magazine of course explains this term. The jury, of course, just mentioning this briefly, is a group of people who decide the guilt or innocence of a person in court. And when the jury is out, that means they are debating this. They're trying to decide whether the person did it or did not do the crime. So yes, indeed, they're not sure if it's beneficial, if it has good things for your body or not. Maybe a glass of wine is okay, but definitely stay away from whiskey and things like that. And so there's no question that it's bad for our health to drink frequently or in large quantities. So yeah, don't drink every day. Don't drink a whole bottle of whiskey at one go, even if it might sound like a lot of fun if you're attending a friend's wedding or a weya or whatever. So that's basically what we're saying here. Just don't drink too much.
Yeah, don't drink every day. Don't drink frequently. And don't drink in large quantities. Yeah, people call this binge drinking. And apparently binge drinking is very, very bad for your health. Let's say you have a couple of drinks every day. That's not good for you. But yeah, drinking a bottle of whiskey in one setting, even if you don't drink a month before that, is going to be very, very bad for your health. So don't drink in large quantities. And yes, don't drink frequently either. Anyways, smoking is out. Drinking in large amounts or drinking frequently, well, that's also out. And yes, apparently the jury is out on whether some alcohol is good for you or something like that. But hey, one way or another, it's probably better to just not do these things at all. Yes, therefore, it's far better to avoid developing these habits in the first place. Yes, if you never do them, you'll never have to suffer the consequences of having done them. Anyways, it says here, it's better to avoid developing these habits in the first place. Here, in the first place means in the beginning. So just don't develop these habits at all by not doing these things. Don't partake in drinking or smoking or anything like that.
Don't do them in the first place, or don't do them since the beginning. We often put this phrase at the end of a sentence. Well, we pretty much always do. For emphasis, for example, I could say, ha, you're firing me. I never wanted to work at this company in the first place. Or you're divorcing me. Hey, I never wanted to marry you in the first place. You get the idea. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson. Let's move on to the second part, and we'll listen to it first.
A healthy diet is also essential. Avoid foods high in fat, salt, and sugar. Replace red and processed meats with fish, nuts, or lean meats. Try to cook at home as much as possible to control what goes into your meals. While you're at it, don't forget that getting adequate exercise goes hand in hand with a healthy diet. It makes people stronger, healthier, and best of all, happier. Join a gym, choose a sport that's fun, or make a deal with friends to work out together.
第二部分我们看到形容词 lean， 课文中指瘦的、少脂肪的。例如 Monica ordered a lean tenderloin steak for her lunch. Monica 的午餐点了腰瘦肉牛排。而 lean 当形容词时，还可以指人精瘦的，像是Most long-distance runners are extremely lean, likely due to the massive amounts of calories that they burn. 多数长跑选手极为纤瘦，很可能是因为他们燃烧了大量的卡路里。另外 lean 除了可以当形容词使用外，还可以做动词，有倚靠或倾斜之意。所以可以说 Please don't lean against the wall because I just finished painting it. 请不要倚靠在墙壁上，因为它才刚完成油漆。再来我们看到一个单字 adequate， 这个字是形容词，指适当的或足够的。举例来说 You should leave yourself adequate time to complete this assignment. 你应该为自己保留足够的时间去完成这份功课。另外在 adequate 的字首加上 in 则可以成为它的反义词 inadequate。 我们可以说 Two fitting rooms are inadequate for the busy fashion store. 2间试衣间对这间繁忙的时装店来说是不够的。接着我们看到一个片语 go hand in hand， 来表示2件事密切相关，同时并进。所以我们可以说Crime often goes hand in hand with poverty in many parts of the world. 在世界上许多地方，犯罪与贫穷经常是如影随形。
All right, so a healthy lifestyle, that's important. If you don't want to develop a disease of affluence, if you don't want to develop a lifestyle disease, a healthy lifestyle is important. Don't smoke, and hey, stay away from the booze as well. But also, there are other things that you put in your body, and you've got to watch what you put in your body as well in terms of food and stuff like that. Yes, a healthy diet is also essential. And here, when we're talking about a diet, we're talking about the things you eat on a normal basis or on a regular basis. So this healthy diet here, it's also essential. Now, here we have the word essential to talk about. If something is essential, it's really important. It's so important that you can't forget it. You have to do it. You can't do without it. It's vital. It's critical. I think you guys get the idea.
Yes, we've introduced several similar words to essential here. So yeah, you get the idea. It's essential that you memorize your multiplication tables before you learn any advanced mathematics, for example. So here, of course, yes, a healthy diet is extremely important. It's vital, essential, etc. Avoid foods high in fat, salt, and sugar. And yes, before I mentioned that maybe fat is good for you, maybe it's not good for you, so of course you want to do your research, but according to our writer here, too much fat is bad for you, too much salt is bad for you, and too much sugar is bad for you. Enough said. Replace red and processed meats with fish, nuts, or lean meats. So the red meat, that would be meat, from pigs and cows and stuff like that. Avoid that kind of meat. And also avoid processed meats, any kind of meat that goes through some kind of chemical treatment or something in the laboratory or in the factory. Avoid those as well. And replace them with fish, nuts, and lean meat. Lean meat means meat that doesn't have much fat in it, right?
There you go. When I think of lean meat, I think of a chicken breast. No skin on top of it or anything like that. It's just a nice piece of white meat with not a lot of fat in it. Like red meat very often. Like I've heard of this Japanese Wagyu beef. Oh, it's supposed to melt in your mouth and be super delicious. First of all, though, it is red meat, so it's not going to be super good for you. Further, if you looked at this Japanese Wagyu beef, there'd be all sorts of marbling, these white lines of fat that go through that red meat. That means it's definitely not a lean cut of meat. It's definitely not a lean meat. There's so much fat in Japanese Wagyu beef. Anyway, so get rid of the red meat, and also processed meats, they're out. So no steak, no hot dogs, no non-fresh sausages or cold cuts or anything like that. They are out. So here's an idea. Try to cook at home as much as possible to control what goes into your meal. So there you go. That's a great way to control the things that you eat, a great way to control your diet.
Right, cook at home. Maybe you don't have the kind of time for that, but if you do some mathematics, you will discover that cooking at home is much cheaper than eating out, and you can actually control what you eat, and you'll feel healthier as a result. Now, while you're at it, while you're doing this, at the same time, don't forget that getting adequate exercise goes hand in hand with a healthy diet. So yes, while you're at it, since we're on this subject or since we're trying to change our diet, well, try to change your exercise habits. Don't just sit around playing with that phone all the time. Get off your butt. Do some walking in the local park. Get on the exercise bicycle. Meet some friends and go jogging or whatever, because exercise goes hand in hand with a healthy diet. You want to get adequate exercise. Adequate here just means sufficient. It's enough.
There you go. And it says here exercise goes hand in hand with a healthy diet, i.e., these two things complement one another. These things go together well. They link together well. And yes, if you put them together, good things are going to happen. Yes, if two things go hand in hand, they're linked or they're associated with one another in some way, shape, or form. Anyways, moving on, the next sentence says, it makes people stronger, healthier, and best of all, happier. And yes, this is true about exercise. I've heard these things before. So everyone, join a gym, choose a sport that's fun, or make a deal with friends to work out together, which is a good idea. You won't get bored if you work out with a friend, and that means you are more likely to work out more often. Anyways, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. When we come back, we will wrap up our article on lifestyle diseases.
Even after you have built better habits, stress can be a killer. Our busy lives packed with work, study, and unending social media increase our stress levels, so it's vital to find ways to relax. Turn off your devices and listen to music or read a book instead. And lastly, make sure you get enough sleep. Only when you're well rested will you have the energy to stick to better habits.
最后第三部分，我们看到一个单字 killer。这个字是名词，指致命的事物或疾病。例如 Cancer has continued to be on the list of the top killers in Taiwan for years. 癌症蝉联台湾最致命的疾病好几年了。而 killer 除了当名词之外，还可以当形容词使用，指造成死亡、毁灭的。所以可以说 The killer quake claimed the lives of dozens of people living in the remote region where it struck. 这场致命的地震袭击那个偏远地区，夺走了数十条的人命。
Okay, again, we're stressing different things you can do in your lifestyle to prevent lifestyle diseases. Don't smoke, don't drink so much, have a healthy diet, get plenty of exercise. And here in the final paragraph, it says, even after you have built better habits, stress can be a killer. So this is one thing that causes a lot of trouble to people. That is stress. A lot of pressure from school or from work or even from your social media because, hey, everybody else has hundreds of friends on Facebook, even thousands. Why don't I? Gee, I don't want to miss out on anything. I've got to check my posts every day. That can be actually very stressful. And again, those kinds of stress with work and school can be a killer. A killer, of course, is something that, well, it doesn't necessarily kill you, but it doesn't do much good either.
It can kill you or it can harm you. And here we're not talking about like a person who kills other people or things or an animal that kills other animals or stuff like that. Here we're talking about a thing that's just not good for you. And yes, it's true. Stress is really bad for you. It can be a killer. Anyways, moving on. The next sentence says, our busy lives packed with work, study, and unending social media increase our stress levels, so it's vital to find ways to relax. By the way, here we have this word vital, and I think I've used it before. Earlier, we talked about the word essential. If something is essential, it's vital, is it not?
It is. It's crucial. It's necessary. You got to have it. That's what vital means. It's essential. So indeed, you've got to find ways to relax. Here's something you could possibly do. Turn off your devices and listen to music or read a book instead. That is easier said than done. If you're on those devices, you might have several applications open at the same time. You've got 5 or 6 conversations going at the same time online or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to turn off those devices. Devices refer to any kind of electronic device or machine that performs a certain kind of function. Here it's referring specifically to your smartphone or your tablet or your notebook computer or even your PC at home. So turn them off, back away from them, and listen to music. That's good advice. I still haven't listened to my complete set of Mozart string quartets. I haven't even got past the first CD because I'm spending too much time on the computer. Boy, am I a bad boy. But in any case, yes, turn off those devices, listen to music, or even read a book. Oh my goodness, I'm so far behind on my reading as well, all because of those stupid devices.
Yes, but don't listen to that music or don't read those books on an electronic device. Remember, turn those devices off. By the way, we can have an example sentence for the word device. All electronic devices must be turned off or put in airplane mode. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap things up. We only have 2 more sentences to go. And lastly, our article concludes, make sure you get enough sleep. Only when you're well rested will you have the energy to stick to better habits. So there you go. Sleep is key, everyone. Like I said before, make sure you get your 8 hours in every night. All right, everyone, with that, it is time for us to take a break. But don't worry, the Chinese teacher is on her way.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天文法重点。课文第3部分一开始提到 Even after you have built better habits, stress can be a killer. 即使你已经养成比较好的习惯，压力却可能会致命。好，我们知道 killer 当名词表示凶手、杀手、杀人者，可是它在课文里面它是指致命的事物或是疾病。Stress can be a killer 就表示压力可以是致命的杀手。好，那其实 killer 在口语中呢也常常用来表达棘手的事物或者是精彩的事物。举例来说 The exam was a killer， 这个意思是说那个考试超难的。好，那么 killer 它也可以当形容词来描述很厉害的、很令人印象深刻的，有点类似我们中文说的很杀。好，举例来说 A killer smile， 很杀的微笑，这样翻译不太好，应该是说非常迷人的微笑，魅力无敌的微笑，那种微笑会把人电晕的样子。还有你可以说 a killer tornado， 就表示破坏力很强大的龙卷风，或者是你也可以用 a killer app 来指很厉害的手机应用程式。好，那我们读到课文最后一句，他说 Only when you're well rested will you have the energy to stick to better habits. 只有当你充分休息时，你才会有精力保持比较良好的习惯。好，句子里面的 only 在这边呢，它表示只有在什么什么的时间、地点或是情况下。好，那它是用来修饰副词、副词片语或是副词子句，像是去修饰 if、when 或是 after 引导的子句。好，那要特别注意哦，当 only 摆在句首的时候，主要子句就必须倒装，也就是把助动词要移到主词的前面。如果你这个主要子句呢没有助动词，你就要自己生出一个适当的助动词。好，那我们来看几个句型。第一个是 only when 主词加动词，助动词主词加动词，这表示唯有当什么什么时候才怎么样怎么样。例如 Only when I'm very tired can I sleep with the lights on， 只有当我很累的时候才能开着灯睡觉。好，所以这边就是把 can 移到主词 I 的前面， Can I sleep with the lights on， 把它变成倒装句。好，第二个句型是 Only after 主词加动词，助动词主词加动词，这表示唯有在什么什么之后才怎么样。例如 Only after she left did he realize how much he loved her， 只有在他离开之后，他才了解到自己有多爱她。好，那主要子句本来是 he realized how much he loved her， 只是我们要倒装的时候 把它变出一个过去式助动词 did， 然后摆在主词的前面。Did he realize how much he loved her？ 好，第三个句型 only if 主词加动词，助动词主词加动词，这表示唯有怎么样才怎么样。例如 only if I have the money will I go on the trip with them。我有钱才会跟他们去旅行。那这边就是把 will 移到主词 I 的前方，形成倒装句。好，那我们回头来看课文的句子哦。它本来可以写作 You will have the energy to stick to better habits only when you're well rested。 那这里的 only 就是在修饰后面的副词子句 when you're well rested， 表示只有当你充分休息的时候。那现在如果你把 only when you're well rested 移到句首，那我们主要子句这个里面的 will 助动词就必须移到 you 的前方来形成倒装，所以我们才会看到课文句子是 only when you're well rested will you have the energy to stick to better habits， 变成倒装咯。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Beneficial. Puzzle solving is beneficial not only for children's brains but also for those of adults. Essential. The shelter offers essential services to those who are unable to provide for themselves. Lean. We need 500 grams of lean ground beef for this hamburger recipe. Adequate. Many tall passengers complain that they don't have adequate space for their legs when seated on airplanes. Vital. It is of vital importance that we keep all staff members up to date on this issue. Device. For security reasons, using mobile devices in the embassy is not allowed.
Discussion Starter starts now!
And now it's time for our discussion starter. Roger, what else can you do to have a healthier lifestyle?
Well, I can change how I eat. That's my biggest problem. I think my diet is just terrible because I eat way too much rice and way too many noodles. Basically, I need to follow the advice of this article. Cook for myself. I can control my diet and be one healthy boy. How about you?
Well, I think I can work on my exercise habits because these days I am quite sedentary in my lifestyle. I've stopped running, which is something I like to do quite a bit, and I've gotten a little bit heavy, so I need to get back on the horse again. I need to start running again, so I'm going to work on my exercise habits by starting to run regularly once again. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.